change your heart, change your life, change the planet.
Good morning, everyone. I just had one of those moments that provides one with profound insight and has a dramatic, life-changing effect. Whoo boy! I'm driving to a snowshoe race. It's about 7 in the morning, and I've got to cross Woodford Mountain on Vermont Route 9, which is the most dangerous road in all of Vermont. And the road from Bennington was pretty good, but once I got up into Woodford at higher altitude, it had been snowing overnight, and the roads were snowy, but I was driving at a normal speed, probably like 55, 58 miles an hour. And as I started to drop down the mountain on the other side, my car lost control. At first, I noticed that I was starting to slide. And I drive on snowy roads all the time. I've done this my whole adult life. So I didn't panic right away. I just said, okay, just take some corrective measures. Don't apply the brakes. Don't overreact with the steering. But the skid didn't stop. It got worse. And this particular section is really steep. Drops about 1,000 feet. And my car was totally out of control. I realized that my car was going to start spinning. I realized that my speed was going to accelerate. I realized that my car was probably going to flip over, going downhill at that speed. And all of my self-compassion tools that I talk about, all of my little steps, all of my it's okay moments, my loving parent, all of those tools that I talk about in my videos, they were right there. And I breathed into it. I accepted it. I talked to myself. I didn't panic. And as the car started to do its first 360, I was present and I just breathed and I said, it's okay. And I just watched the road starting to spin around me. And then I realized that a car was coming up towards me. And my car was accelerating, and I thought, okay, I may hit that car at 60 miles an hour, and let's just be present to that. I may flip over, that's okay. Let's just be present to it. Stay calm. Be in this moment. And this was all happening really fast, and they weren't full English sentences like I'm relating to you now. But there was a sense of calm. There was a sense of, okay, this is what's happening. I can't change it. Panic isn't going to make it any better. It's okay. And I spun around again, and I just barely missed the car coming up the mountain. And I just noticed it. I noticed the headlights going by. I noticed the surrounding terrain flying by my window. And then my car kept spinning more, and now it's heading over at the other side of the road towards the opposite bank. And there's another car coming up the hill. And again, I was calm and just watching it happen with almost no fear. It's like whatever happens now is what's going to happen, and that's okay. And eventually I smashed into the snowbank, which is about 6 feet high, on the other side of the road, which cushioned the impact, and just narrowly avoided hitting another car that was coming up. And took a moment, backed my car up out of the snowbank, and proceeded down the hill and to where I am right now. And it wasn't until I just stopped that my heart started beating and a little sweat and flush came over me. It didn't happen during, it just happened now as I reflect on the experience of it. So I want to break this down. Self-compassion is a muscle that you can develop, which will provide you with the ability to be calm under really stressful circumstances. You'll hear psychologists talk about fight, flight, or freeze. Well, my MO has been to freeze. Whenever a really stressful, dangerous situation would show up in my life, I'd panic and just be immobilized. But I wasn't immobilized like, okay, I'm accepting this and I'm just going to stand here and let it happen. No. Incredibly traumatic for me. But now, after years of practicing this loving parent voice, being compassionate with myself, being gentle with myself, checking in with the moment, looking at the step right in front of me again and again and again and again, I have trained my brain to automatically do this when the sheep hits the fan. So right now, my car's out of control. I'm doing 360s down the mountain at 60 plus miles an hour. I'm pretty sure the car's going to flip over. Thank goodness it didn't. There's cars coming up the mountain in the other direction. I got nowhere to go. All right. Can't change it. So let's be present to what I can do. Hold the steering wheel. Don't overcorrect. Don't slam on the brakes. Take your foot off the accelerator and just notice what's happening. And if you notice yourself heading into an oncoming car, okay, well, maybe pull your body away from the door. Brace for impact. Be calm. Don't fight it. Be present and allow it to happen, because it is happening and there's nothing you can do about it. So let's be gentle in this moment. Let's be calm with whatever shows up. And it was one of the most profound experiences I've ever had. And it showed me that these tools really do work when you need them the most. This is not just a feel-good technique. This is not something that sounds good on paper, but when things really get tough, it falls apart. No. That's about the scariest thing that could ever happen. And the tools worked, because they were automatic. I didn't even have to apply them. It just automatically happened. And I just watched it. I watched it happen, and I was amazed. So don't give up on these tools. Don't give up on self-compassion. Don't give up on being present to the moment. Don't give up on checking in and taking little steps again and again and again, and noticing how you feel. Acknowledge that feeling. Let it move through you. Don't hold on to it. So if you want more information on what these tools look like, watch my Getting Started series or my Empowerment series on this channel. I have playlists for each, and I go through those steps exhaustively. So I'm off to make the rest of the journey to the snowshoe race now, and to think about this new insight. I hope it has value for you. I love you. Bye.